What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some more Ryo Okami spice for you guys to check out. Generally, I don't like the double dip or even triple dip when it comes to some of these plays that tend to just kind of be identical from duel to duel, as we usually see with Ryo Okami. We all know how it works, where basically you summon sorceress, you give it to your opponent. Then, as long as you keep special summoning, you can just kind of have like almost infinite resources, and you end up having a board with a whole bunch of negates. But not only were the negates quite different in this situation, including a fan favorite ritual monster, which you guys will see momentarily. And no, it's not Lord of the Red, which I believe was in one of my other Ryo Okami duels, but this one was done with like a Pendulum Edition build. I mean, it kind of looks like Pendulum Editions. You got the Pendulum Call here and the Black Fang Magician, so I think that it definitely qualifies. So yeah, you guys know that basically there's two steps to any Ryo Okami deck. Step one is just getting the Ryo Okami, and then step two is just basically making Summon Sorceress and forcing it to your opponent's side of the field. This is going to be a little bit of a different route, but yeah, Witch of the Black Forest actually gets you your Ryo Okami, and then if you summon Rippledokus, and you can actually change the type of the monster that's under it. The Toon Magician is now a dinosaur type that gets you to your Summon Sorceress, and from there you can just force over the copy of Ryo Okami and continue special summoning as much as you want. But yeah, some of the negates, like I'm used to seeing ABC Buster Dragon in these plays. I'm also used to seeing Cyber Dragon Infinity. Not that ABC Buster Dragon is actually like a negate, but you know, it's a form of disruption as long as you end with like a card in your hand. Cyber Dragon Infinity, as I said, is always in these duels, but some of these other cards were actually quite different. He's gonna get Herald of Perfection. Now, that was the fan favorite ritual monster that I was talking about. Starframe Lord Omega, always sending stuff back from your graveyard to your hand so that you can constantly use the same copy of that Herald of the Arclight. We saw this in the Gildagra duel, and he's actually going to go for a card that I haven't seen since probably Zodiac format, Totem Bird. You guys remember when what's that damn card? Speedroid Teratop was at 3, and people used to end with boards that had negation and disruption with Zodiac. Oh my god, dude, when Teratop was at 3, that was actually, I thought that Zodiac had some of the coolest combos. Not to get too sidetracked, but those bear band combos and the plays with like Totem Bird, I secretly loved that deck at that point. I didn't like the Fusion Sub-Zoo, but I liked the original version. And you can see this is his ending board. So he has negation with Cyber Dragon Infinity. He has negation with Totem Bird. He has negation with Herald of Perfection. And oh my goodness, he has 2 more copies of Perfection in his hand. So that's 2 more negates. That can also be disruption, because you can pitch one of these copies in your hand to just give for ABC Buster Dragon. Do I really need to finish this duel? Because, I mean, you know that there's no chance that this Fluffle Invoke player has of winning this duel. I feel like we don't actually need to see this play out. He'll probably just negate the summon of Fluffle Dog, negate a polymerization, and then it's pretty much just a wrap. He could probably just banish the copy of Toy Vendor if he just activates it, or maybe he'll negate, well, you know, fuck it, let's just roll it. This time that I'm rambling, we could have just already played it. So Fluffle Dog is going to be negated. Well, that's fine. I was thinking maybe I would have used Cyber Dragon Infinity on it, but you know what, him negating with Totem Bird, why would you negate the Toy Vendor? That's stupid, because it can just activate at that point. He did it again. Yo, if Fluffle came back and won this duel, that would be the most epic duel ever. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Wow, I 100% thought that he was going to banish the toy. You're supposed to banish Toy Vendor, because then it won't trigger, but if you're going to negate it, it can still activate. So that was yeah, that was kind of stupid. And now he's going into, sorry, you just scolded. All of this is unnecessary. Just kill him. I mean, seriously. He could have just, I mean, didn't he end still with Cyber Dragon Infinity on field, or am I just trolling? Because I feel like he could have just, in his draw phase, he didn't have to do any of this. He could have just banished the copy of Ryo Okami and could have just attacked directly. Like, he could have put Herald of Perfection in attack mode, and all of this could have been avoided. But hey, you know what? Good on Fluffles. He's obviously not giving in, even though this duel is just a wrap. I feel like the player at the bottom is like massively misplaying. I feel like he should have been able to win 2 turns ago, let alone winning in the 3rd turn. But hey, I also feel like I didn't watch this whole duel. I'm pretty sure I don't actually remember any of this, because I just assumed that he won off turn 1. I'm like, yo, banish Toy Vendor, negate everything else with Herald of Perfection and with Totem Bird and with Cyber Dragon Infinity, and you win the duel. And then he's like, nah, Cap, I'm gonna negate the copies of Toy Vendor so that they'll activate and my opponent has a chance to draw evenly matched, and you know, maybe I end up losing the duel, because that would be more troll. Anyways, I'll pause. I'll show you guys the deck for a hot second. So this is what the deck looks like on paper. I'm not going to explain too much about the deck. I feel like most of it is self-explanatory. Things like Ryu Okami and Witch are just obvious. Ryu Okami, Heart and Soul of the deck. Witch of the Black Forest searches Ryu Okami, so you have to run that. I think Summoner Monk is in here mainly to get Witch of the Black Forest because, you know, it searches Ryu Okami. And the Pendulum engine or the Pendulum Magician engine in here makes sense because it's just a way in your first turn to just massively be able to special summon a whole bunch of monsters. Even if they're like ABC pieces or whatever, basically you just want to be able to get the link summons because the job is really to get to Riplodocus and then be able to activate that monster's effect, go into Summon Sorceress, and then just, you know, kind of pop off from there. Of course, since it is you know, a deck that wants to explode turn one, you're going to be running things like Called by the Grave. Same reason that Into the Void is in here as well. Into the Void, you don't care about turn 2, turn 3, turn any of that stuff. Once you get your massive board, the only thing I guess with Into the Void you'll miss out on is a discard for like ABC Buster Dragon or for Herald of Perfection, but you saw even without those disruptions, he still had other disruptions on board, so it all kind of worked out.